Now before proceeding the dimensioning or the modeling of the space launch vehicle, let us check the units which are present in the website. We have the units mentioned in meters. So let us keep an assumption over here that 1 meter equals 10 mm. So I will be creating a scale model of this launch vehicle because it is not required for me to work in the Creo Parametric with the dimensions of 70 meters because this will acquire my memory of the computer. So I better scale it, and I'm assuming that 1 meter equals 10 millimeters. So let me create a reference first. In order to create a reference, I will be creating a sketch which will help me to act as a reference. So I will be creating a sketch in the front view. I will be choosing a line, and I will be creating a line on the center axis whose length will be equal to the length of the launch vehicle, and I'm talking with respect to the scaled length. So the original length is 70 meters. I'm multiplying with 10 mm. So I will be having 700 mm as the height of the launch vehicle. So this will be the scaled height of the launch vehicle. Now let us work on the width. So we have the width of the fairing or the first payload over here, and the diameter is given to us, that is equal to 5.2 meters. So let me go back to Creo, and I will be creating a center line because I want to create a symmetric line. I will choose the line option, and I will create a symmetric line whose width is equal to the diameter of the payload section, that is 5.2 meters into 10 mm. So this will be the width of the payload section or the fairing. Now we have some additional information given to us, that is the height of this fairing, that is equal to 13.1 meters. So this height is from this point, the tip of the nose, to this section. So let me just try to create another dimension feature over here, that is the height. So I'll just align this horizontal line with respect to the height of the fairing. It is 13.1 into 10. So this will be the height of the fairing, and the rest of the geometry will be the remaining stages of the launch vehicle. Now let me press OK. So I have the lines present on the screen. You can see in this view the blue color lines. Now comes the most important thing over here. The image what I have saved in a specific folder, I have to import this image in the Creo software. Yes, we have an option in Creo wherein we can import the images which will help us to act as a reference. So this is something equal. This process what I'm trying to explain you right now is something similar to tracing. I'll just go to view right now, and in view I'll go to model display. Under model display I have an option called images which I will be selecting. So immediately after selecting the image option, I have a new ribbon over here categorized under the images category. Here I have an option which is the only option which is accessible in this ribbon, and that is the import option. Let me click on import, and after clicking import I have to select a plane because Creo is giving me an information, select a datum plane. So basically the plane on which we want to import the image, we have to select that particular image. As I'm working on the front view, let me select the front view. Now I have to browse it. I need to browse the image where I have stored. I have saved in this particular drive. So I'll just select it and click open. So the moment I have clicked open, I got the image what was saved. The image what I have saved was in horizontal alignment or orientation. This is not a problem. We can just rotate it over here first. So we have a rotate option somewhere over here. Yeah, so let me just click on rotate 90 degrees. So I've rotated the geometry, and let me align the view to front view. Now let me hide the planes to stop the confusion. So I have this line which is acting as a reference for me, and I've created this using a sketch command. Now I have to align this particular image on this line. So I have to align the length and the width of the fairing. So let me first go to the option called log aspect ratio. So this is generally turned on, and when I am changing any dimension of this image, the other dimensions also change with respect to the aspect ratio. So I don't want that thing to happen. I'll just turn off this option by clicking on it. Now I'll just go to the line, I'll just zoom in, and I'll just see that the line is in the center of the image. So remember, this kind of technique is not always required. I mean, if we have the dimensions given, then it is not required for us to go with this technique. But in cases where we are not having the dimensions given and we want to create that geometry out of our own interest, then we can just follow this procedure. This procedure is given in the Creo software itself. So we can just try to work with it. So I'm basically aligning the line which I have created, the vertical line, into the center of the image. And I should see that the tip is at the coinciding with the line. Now I can just increase the length because I want the fairing height to increase. So I'll just drag this downwards and I'll adjust it again. Maybe a little more. So you can see the blue color line. So this was the line, and this represents the total length. In some cases you might be finding confusion with the image background. So you can just change or you can set the transparency. You can reduce the transparency or increase the transparency. So reducing this number will increase the the contrast of the image, and you cannot see the background Creo window more clearly. So let me just increase to 75% and make it more lighter so that I can see the background line. So I have to drag this image till here. 1 second, let me go to the top. So this is just a kind of adjustment over here, what we are trying to do. Just see that I can increase little more. First I'm trying to match the length, then I will be matching the width or the diameter. So it seems good for me, and I can just increase the width of the image to match the diameter of the line. So this has to be under this. This is almost equal. So let me just So you can see that the width is almost equal to the width of the fairing as seen in the image. You can see these are almost equal. Let me go down and see what's happening over here. So I need to increase the image. Yeah, so this is till this point. That is the base of the total structure. And let me just verify at the top. So this is almost at the tip, and the widths are almost matching. So as these are scale dimensions, so we might be having little bit variation, but we can just continue with this. So we have aligned the image as per the reference background sketch what we have created. That is the height and the width of the fairing. So let me just press OK. So it will take a bit of time. You can just see that the overall sketch should be matching the reference line what we have created. Now you have to go back to the model and you can create revolve option and you can select. So I have hidden the plane. Let me just get back and let me select the front plane. Now this is a this is a one-step task for us. We can just go to the spline option and we can create at the nose section randomly. We can adjust the nose position later. And now let me go to line command and draw a straight line to this section. Come down, zoom out a bit and stop at this position. Now we have to make it a closed loop. So we have to select the center line and join it to the starting point. So we have a closed loop right now. So let me adjust this nose region. So let me press OK and select the Y axis. So we got the central body right now, which is created using the revolve option. So you can see this is almost matching the background image right now. We have to create the engine parts as well, but this central part is ready right now. So let us work on the next remaining boosters which are on the sides.